to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Harding will lead us in the pledge.
Was that me?
Wow, the wizard.
We ready?
Of Oz.
The agenda is before y'all. There are any additions, corrections, deletions? If not, do I hear a motion we approve the agenda as written? Motion to approve. Motion by Mr. Goodlands, or second? Second by Ms. Harlan. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Next on the agenda is the time for public commentary. I don't see anybody from the public here. Nobody. We'll move on to the minutes.
Hold up. One.
Where? Oh. I didn't consider you the public, Margaret, but.
I'm sorry. I'm going to step in under this comment. I just wanted to real quick let council know we were successful with 2 events this weekend. We had Softball Players Association, which we did do a memorial to a longtime tournament director, Ridge Hooks. And then we had the Georgia Jewel, which are the runners that complete the 100-miler, the 50-miler, and the 30-miler. So we were successful in having those in our community. I'll get you the economic impact as soon as I'm able to put that together. I also wanted to make you aware that we've been successful at the convention center in slowly getting our feet back wet and hosting groups, all within the CDC guidelines and very much in compliance with the executive order. We have flu shots drive-through tomorrow at the convention center, and I will send out a remaining of 2020 events in regard to the Convention and Visitors Bureau's role. We've got 5 events left for this year. We're also working with about at least five new tournament directors that are looking to bring their tournaments to Dalton. And one of the reasons, or one of the things that has really attracted them is Chattanooga did not ever reopen. So they repositioned their tournaments here and have fallen in love with our facilities and everything that we've got going. So I just wanted to kind of keep you abreast to everything that we've got going on. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Under minutes, Mayor and Council minutes of August 17th, 2020. Any additions, corrections, deletions? Your motion to be approved?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Harlan, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Goodlett. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Where are we getting that from? Who's that?
Derek.
Oh, Derek.
It's me. My real job. I'll be there in 2 minutes.
What did you
Be
say?
here 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Under item 2, Mayor and Council minutes of August 31st, 2020. Any additions, corrections, or deletions? Your motion they be approved?
Motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Cruz, second by Ms. Harlan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. We didn't hear from Derek that time.
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, has Derek ever been on time for anything?
Normally he's on time here, whatever. Where is he? How far are you, Derek?
Walking in.
Okay, we're gonna wait till unfinished business till you get here.
Okay.
Who to warn, he looks like he just got out of the shower.
I'm glad you could show up, Mr. Wall. Under unfinished business, second reading of ordinance 20-14 to amend section 94-77 of Article 2, collection of chapter 94 solid waste of the revised code of ordinances. Andrew, do you have that, or?
Yes, sir. I'm on Zoom. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, as discussed at the August 31st meeting, this amendment makes some slight changes to the fee schedule in the new solid waste ordinance that went into effect on August 17th. This amendment clarifies the fee for certain prohibited items like cardboard boxes, loose material, and failure to call ahead to schedule service. These small changes to the ordinance will streamline the enforcement of the ordinance and will also make it clearer to residents about what the expectations are under the new ordinance for curbside pickup. Be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions of Andrew? Do you hear a motion on this?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Harlan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wall. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Under new business, employee lease agreement for Northwest Georgia Trade and Convention Center. Cindy?
Mr. Mayor, this is sort of a housekeeping issue. As you know, Dalton Whitfield Community Development, DDDA, Landfill, and CVB, and the Northwest Georgia Trade and Convention Center all leased their employees from us. And we had just never updated the contract from when they were ran by Global Spectrum. So this one is complete, and then the city attorney is working on the other ones to get those written and authorized by the other authorities. The Northwest Georgia Trade and Convention Center Authority has read through this and approved it. The only change from prior years is we will be charging a cost allocation annually, and that will be prorated for this year.
Any questions of Cindy? Your motion, we approve this?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Goodlett, second by Mr. Wall. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Under number 5, ratification of engagement letter with Investment Research and Advisory Group for a defined contribution plan RFP process. Who's got this?
I got it.
Greg?
Yes, sir. We were asked to look at our defined contribution plan, and since we haven't done that basically, and since Valak has been the provider, I guess 18 years thereabouts, we're going to put this out for RFPs to have it reviewed, and of course, the current provider is eligible to put in an RFP as well if they desire. And this group, Investment Research and Advisory Group, this is part of exactly what they do. They assist folks in putting out the RFP, scoring the RFP, making sure that we have investment vehicles that meet a lot of the case law requirements that are out there as far as choices and things of that nature. And they also see us through implementation and getting the different funds mapped and put over to where they're similarly situated with what they have now, if that's what people want. And so I would ask that this contract be ratified.
I think we have a committee too that's involved in this, right?
Yes, sir. We have members from Dalton Utilities and the city, since we're both in the plan together. And we're going to get the ball rolling with some surveys with the members of the committee and the employees to make sure going forward that we're asking for what people actually want.
Any questions of Greg? Is there a motion on this?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Harlan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wall. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign.
Thank you.
Resolution 20-17, authorizing the closure of right-of-way and transfer of real property at Sparks Lane and Tahoe Lane. Andrew, is that you?
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Mayor. This pertains to the Kirk Estate subdivision, which was developed in the early and late 2000s by Habitat for Humanity on the south end of town. If you're familiar with that, it's down off Ezard Avenue. Just over 25 homes have been constructed in the subdivision, and only 4 remaining undeveloped lots exist. The original plat of record showed a cul-de-sac to serve lot 33 that was never constructed. And so in conversations with Habitat, they're ready to move forward with the development of these 4 lots. But to mitigate expense to all parties, rather than constructing a cul-de-sac to serve 1 lot, we worked with them and their surveyor to reorient lots 33 and 34 in the area that was the unopened right-of-way for the cul-de-sac. And so what this resolution 20-17 will do is close that right-of-way and transfer the property to the Joint Development Authority as the mechanism to free it up for the Habitat for Humanity to move forward with their final 4 lots.
Any questions of Andrew? Your motion, we approve this? Motion by Mr. Walls, or second? Second by Ms. Harlan. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign.
Mr. Mayor, if I could have your attention just a moment in regard to that item 6. Just wanted the mayor and council to be aware the purpose of the transfer going to the JDA, then eventually to Habitat for Humanity. The original project allowed Habitat to develop this property for lower income housing, which would spur economic development and would allow us to spur economic development with construction. So the JDA was the appropriate authority for us to transfer that property. That's why we're going back to the JDA as part of this transfer.
Thank you, Mr. Baum. Under number 7, resolution 20-18, accepting donation of real property and dedication of public right-of-way streets in Red Hill subdivision.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This also relates to single-family subdivision development, this time for Red Hill subdivision, which is just down below the Friendship House on South Hamilton Street. Prior to the 2008 recession, phases 1 and 2 of this subdivision were developed by Loma LLC. The street network for phase 3 was also constructed, but at that time, no development of the lots in phase 3 occurred. The developer is ready to move forward with development of those lots in phase 3, which is just over 30 additional lots. And in the review process for this phase 3, we determined that the right-of-ways from all of the streets in that subdivision were never properly dedicated to the city. And those streets include Red Hill Drive, Altamont Avenue, Andesall Way, and Loma Lane. The streets were built in accordance with city standards, and so there's no issues there. In an effort to get this cleared up for the residents and for the phase 3 development, the developer is going to give us a right-of-way dedication for the streets. This acceptance was contingent upon a letter of credit being provided by the developer for the installation of a stormwater detention pond on the property. As of Friday, we have received that letter of credit now, so we can give a positive recommendation for the council to move forward with the right-of-way acceptance.
Questions of Andrew? Do you hear a motion this to be approved? Motion. Motion by Mr. Goodlett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Harlan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Number 8, approval for Dalton Fire Department ladder truck cooperative purchasing process through Houston Galveston Area Council.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We're seeking the council's approval to begin the process for purchasing our new 75-foot Sutphen aerial apparatus. This will be purchased through utilizing Houston Galveston Area Council, or HGAC, which is a cooperative purchasing program. Currently, the delivery time for this apparatus is 9 to 12 months. It would be 9 to 11 months for the build of the apparatus, and then another month to 2 months for upfitting done by the vendor, by Williams Fire Apparatus. But we're requesting this now. This was one of our SPLOST approved projects, and we're requesting this now just due to the amount of time, build out time for this. So if we order it now, our expected delivery date should be somewhere around the 1st to middle of November of next year is what we're anticipating. So by that time, we're expecting to have those revenues from the SPLOST to be able to pay for the truck. So
Any questions of Todd? Your motion, we approve this? So moved. Motion by Mr. Goodlett, is there a second? Second by Ms. Harlan. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, like sign. 9, City of Dalton partnership with JA Discovery Center of Greater Dalton. Jason?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is a proposal and recommendation for the city to partner with Junior Achievement of Georgia for branding opportunity at the JA Discovery Center. It's under construction now, at Hammond Creek School. JA of Georgia and Dalton Public Schools announced the construction of the 15,000 square foot facility last year. It's standalone on that campus. And including Dalton, there will only be 4 of these JA Discovery Centers around the state. It'll serve middle school age students, about 13,500 across 13 school systems, including Dalton City and Whitfield County, to provide a foundation in business and personal finance. In addition, there are plans to provide programs for parents in the areas of financial counseling, and as well as first-time homeownership. Proposal is for the city to partner with JA Discovery Center, JA of Georgia, for a $10,000 annual commitment over a 3-year period. Certainly, in accordance with the law, the city must approve the funding in each of the fiscal years that follow. The city will receive exclusive branding of the storefront there, consisting of 200 square feet. If you see in the packet on page 72, that the facade actually mirrors the current front of the city hall. In addition to that, the city will have the ability to have its information inserted into the material that goes to all students and parents. That'll be an opportunity for the city to advertise the opportunity for internships with the city during the high school and college years, as well as to appeal to local individuals who might consider City of Dalton jobs as a career opportunity in the future, both of which will be great. In addition to that, the city will be able to use the facility for meetings, events, and receptions and other functions throughout the year. This partnership really touches on 2 of the city's strategic priorities, one of those being the city's advocacy for civic participation for those in our community, as well as something we've supported for quite a while, which is individual home ownership through the counseling services for parents. So I'd be happy to answer any questions, Mayor, Council, I have.
I believe this is the only center outside of Metro Atlanta, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I think Gwinnett may be the closest one. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any questions of Jason?
Will we need to vote on this in the next 2 years or?
We will, we'll need to place the funding in the city budget for the subsequent years. And I think we may have to bring this before Mayor Council each year. Is that correct, Gandy? Where it could be budgeted
Approve
each
the
year?
budget each year, then when it's
Yes, sir.
approved, yeah.
That's right.
That's correct. As long as it's a budget item,
Yes, sir.
we won't need additional approval from the mayor and council.
Thank you.
Any other questions? There a motion on this?
Motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Cruz, is there a second? Second by Mr. Goodlett. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Any supplemental business? If not, I'll entertain a motion, we adjourn.
So moved.